For all type of video and audio transfers on DVDs or CDs, please contact Joe BORG on 0414 429 391. Gday Maltaussies show. I'm Joe BORG and I'm going to be with you for another week, and I trust that you're going to enjoy the show. Sunday, we're going to have bingo at the Hamroom Club, 100 Jackson Street, Marsden Park. We're going to have free muffins, coffee, or tea, and we have 15 games, and you win good prizes, which is money. So, all electronically, computerized. So when you come, enjoy playing the games and you win some money. Who knows? See you at 3:30. We're going to open the show with a beautiful song by JANVILLE and RENATO. SEPARJU, MUZICA 2021.
Preludio rajte, la večeru mas, nirindam ħabba dawlu l-park.
Ribalta fjuri, kwinti f'nofs ta' ġnien, dil-fantasija mliet il-qar.
Klim meqjus intħdimt il-parti, smajt l-applaus ma' kull pawza mxej. Sraqt ix-xena bl-impressjoni li kont għadwek. Separju speċjali ewwel għad, ħallejtni nos miraġġ jew fatt. Soba naħli tamit, xewqat il-fruqa f'nofs iġbar, f'dan l-interval. Separju li dan mhux it-tmiem, l-udjenza tħares il-qudiem. Sejja lil-wien jixtelu dwar, dan ibram se jkompli għalina Luċu l-maskri, xiti teatrin, dik l-illużjoni iż-żaddi.
Forsi dan kontrast, il-ġejjien sonata ta' wedi.
Waqfu ċriki trasparenti, taħt l-arżel, sibna bidu ġdid. Din ix-xena waħda tena, ngħixu dejjem għal xulxin. Separju spiċċa l-ewwel għad, ħallejtni nos miraġġ jew fatt. Soba kmien l-udjenza tħares il-qudiem sejja lil-wing jixtelu dwar dan id-dram se jkompli għalina t-bejn. Signori, Renato! Separju, ledan mux ikmien l-udjenza tħares il-qudiem sejja lil-wing jixtelu dwar dan id-dram se jkompli għalina t-bejn. Dan id-dram se jkompli għalina t-bejn. Għalina
I met a nice local lady to show me around Gozo.
It's like easily one of the best meats, and you've got it's,
For me,
it's
it's-
kind of like the tender pieces of chicken, you know, that's well roasted.
It's stunning.
And
But,
it's
but
really
it has a
good.
bit more depth of flavor, I find, than chicken.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, super tender. It's like the best version of any chicken leg you've ever had. And then you also have the liver in here, which is nice and deep and rich and irony.
Delicious.
Next, we get even more rural as we head to Ta Cicivetta farm to meet Tony and Charlotte. The couple moved out here years ago, getting away from the high rises and bustle of the coast for something quieter. They raise rabbits, pigeons, and sheep for local dishes, and live off the land like so many have done before them. The farmhouse, once weathered and agricultural, is now their home and kitchen. Stone walls thick enough to outlast empires, bordered by lush plots for local crops.
You're from here, you've lived here your whole life, well, besides Montana State. You know, you have this farm, you're living a more of a rural life. Like, how do you see Malta changing? Like, what's the future for Malta?
What we have to try and do is try and preserve what we have vis-a-vis the environment, vis-a-vis our culture, and that includes the Maltese gastronomical experience. And I think it's very now important. Tourism is still very important, but I think we have to go more for the quality rather than the quantity. So I think we have to step up the kind of tourists we want to attract to this country. And I think we have a good product, which always there is room for improvement. And I think we'll be on the right track. But we have to try, and this is what we're trying to do here on the farm, is give them a feel of the authentic experience. I mean, we have the sunshine, we have the sea, all well and good, but I think we can take it a step further and attract a higher end kind of tourist who really appreciates what we can offer as a country.
I join Charlotte behind the house as she prepares stuffed marrows, in Maltese called araballi mimli, special circular zucchini hollowed out and filled with beef, herbs, and local cheese before baking until tender. This is classic Maltese winter food. It's a dish that reflects Malta's Mediterranean thrift. Grow what survives with the heat, or what survives in the winter, fill it with what you have, gather everyone around, and enjoy. With the marrows in the oven, Tony assembles a classic fatira the way his forefathers have done for generations before him. Fatira is the classic sandwich of Malta, and you'll find it everywhere. The bread is dense and chewy with a hollow center. He packs it with tuna in oil, tomato paste, capers, olives, local cheese, and a drizzle of olive oil for good measure. A true reminder of the good life here in the Med.
We already prepared the fatira. This is something that is a snack for us Maltese. It has a base of tomato paste. Then we put some olive oil. We add the tuna, onions, olives, sun-dried tomatoes, and capers.
The question for you is, like, what is Maltese food?
Well, as you know, discovered since you've been here, we're in the middle. We're in a crossroads between southern Italy and northern Africa. And over the years, we've had the Phoenicians, the Romans, the British, the French, and thankfully all left something behind them when it comes to food.
Tita Bizet, the local sandwich of Malta. Had it one time, didn't have it on a farm. This looks absolutely gorgeous. Man, I'm very excited to try it. Let's give it a shot. Oh, yeah.
Very tasty.
The bread has a nice exterior. It's not like a crunch, but it definitely has some firm texture to it when the inside is nice and light and airy. And then you've got this nice mix of the tuna, which is nice and bright. Bluefin tuna is a big thing here. This is obviously canned tuna. And then you've got the nice briny mix, capers, onions, olives, and sun-dried tomato. A lot of really the taste of Malta, the local, the sea, what grows here on the land, and then the bread, old tradition, very, very tasty.
With the marrow steaming out of the oven and a good glass of local red wine, we chat over dinner. We talk about cranes reshaping the skyline, foreign investment, and immigration from across Europe and North Africa here. Malta's population has surged in recent years. Opportunity and anxiety coexist. The size of the island remains at the heart of the issue. Change comes fast here, and there isn't much room for it. Locals are working hard to preserve a Maltese identity, but realistically, it's a major challenge. Back in Ormi, Malta's de facto bread capital, Andrew wants to take me to Mekren Bakery. A staple bakery in Gozo, Malta's twin island, they recently opened up a second shop on the main island, and it's still family run, with one brother operating the OG shop and the other one here. Unlike the sandwich-style fatira, this version is flat and baked with toppings pressed into dough, thinly sliced potatoes, jbina, and local sausage. Rustic, substantial. The key for this dish is the huge wood fire oven they use to get that signature crust on the bottom. The oven is large enough to hold over 40 pies at once and requires the world's biggest pizza paddle that I've personally ever seen. Gozo, Malta's sister island, tends to preserve older rhythms. It's slower paced and it has tighter communities. This fatira reflects that. It's communal food, cut into wedges and shared. Andrew reminds me that bread was once rationed during World War II when Malta endured relentless bombing. Bakeries became lifelines, and there's no meal in Malta without bread. When you bite into this fatira, you're tasting resilience baked into the dough.
So we just arrived in Ormi. We came to one of, well, it's actually Gozo's most famous bakeries that recently opened up in Ormi, Malta. This bakery was opened in 1899, and they serve a traditional style Gozovin fatira, which is similar to a pizza, but it's just made in a slightly different way.
Yes.
So here we have it.
Boom.
So
It looks so good. It smells so good.
It's heavy, but it's gonna be something unique, you know. Maltese potatoes, Maltese sausage, olives, pepper, salt.
Yeah.
Simple, you know.
This is a classic mix from Malta.
This is the most classic, you know.
Okay.
The most classic, and obviously the Maltese cheese.
And what's up with the sausage in Malta? Why is it so
So
specific?
this Maltese sausage is basically, it's pork based, but it's cured, so it can technically be eaten raw. A lot of people prefer it raw than cooked, actually.
Okay.
So
Crazy.
you should try it. You should definitely try it.
I'm just gonna buy a sausage and just eat it.
I just eat it whole. Go for it. That slice is calling your name, I
this
think.
is calling my name. Oh yeah.
So
the little
Ormi
cheese
is
pull
super
there.
well known for bakeries.
All
It's
right.
Malta's bakery hub.
Yeah, we're kind of 15 minutes
Look at
outside
that.
of Velletta,
Yep.
something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Malta's all very small. We've done this tour all over Malta, and we've traveled maybe 20 minutes total. We went to one side of the island, and now we're in the center.
And we're going to be on the other side.
of the island,
Exactly. Cheers.
Cheers.
You can
Woo.
see it has a nice steady
has
base.
has a good undercarriage.
Yeah, and the good hand. Man knows. Dave Portnoy.
Ooh, good sausage. All right, let's see. Oh.
NATURA, MALTIJA Wildlife in Malta. Directed, filmed, researched, written, edited by the talented SAVIOUR BONNICI.
Dan u li mdawrin bih, ġmien naturali li ma ssibhom kien iktar fid-dinja. Kollox fiċ-ċokon. Kollox fin. Imma speċjali. Din hi n-natura Maltija. Teżor li għandna nipproteġu għal dejjem. miġjub lilkom minn ERA, Malta Environment Foundation, APS Bank, Circular Economy Malta, Kummissjoni Interdioċesana Ambjent.
Dr. Consilia Azzopardi telling us about Bitzilla, the lace.
Jien niftakar tifla żgħira hawnhekk ġo din id-dar naħdem il-bitzilla. Fis-sajf speċjalment konna noqogħdu hawnhekk fis-setaħ u hekk għall-frisk kien hawn it-tija tiegħi u aħna konna noqogħdu hawnhekk kollha l-familja kollha. Konna familja kbira, missier kien bidwi u kienu jkunu barra fl-għalieqi u aħna naħdmu l-bitzilla. Kunnu pjaċir, bat kbirt, l-ħaq teacher u xorta fis-sajf dejjem kont nerġa' ndur għall-bitzilla x'kont inħobba ħafna. Jien propjament sir teacher fil-primarja u anke għallimt anke fis-sekondarja. Meta mbagħad ġejt biex nidħol fit-trade school, ma tantx kien hemm materjal. Allura kelli nerġa' naqla d-disinni qodma, impinġi, nagħmel disinni ħfief għat-tfal, interessanti għal dikinhar u minn hemmhekk qisu bdejt niġbor il-materjal ukoll. Imbagħad bdejt naħseb biex niġbor kollox fi ktieb. U minn hemm bdejt naħdem għall-ewwel ktieb li ħareġ ġie ppubblikat fin-1990. Dan intlaqa' tajjeb ħafna, miktub bl-Ingliż u qisu kors. Tista' tibda mill-bidu u timxi mal-ktieb u qed tieħu kors. Wara f'xi 1995 kien hawn anniversarju ta' Don Giuseppe Diacono u flimkien ma' Father Bezzina konna ħriġna daqsxejn ta' ktieb biex nagħmlu apprezzament tad-disinni li jagħmel Diacono. Selection biss, mhux kollha. Wara mbagħad ktibt il-ktieb tal-Kollana Kulturali Maltija u dak kien bil-Malti u dan ukoll intlaqa' tajjeb ħafna. Però mbagħad sa dan it-tant infetaħ iċ-ċentru tal-Università ta' Għawdex u dikinhar Father Peter Serracino Nglott interessa ruħu u introduċini il-Ministru ta' Għawdex dikinhar Anton Tabone u minn hemmhekk bdejt nistudja għall-MPhil. Fl-MPhil għamilt il-bitzilla ta' Malta fi żmien il-Kavallieri, ġifieri minn 1530 sa 1798. Wara xi żmien, wara li komplejt nirranġa r-riċerka li kont għamilt, tħalt għal PhD u dit-darba għamilt il-bitzilla ta' Malta mill-18th, 19th and the 20th century. Ġifieri komplejna minn hemmhekk. Illum qiegħda naħdem biex dawn iż-żewġ teżijiet l-informazzjoni li ktibt nagħmluha fi ktieb wieħed, Complete History of Maltese Lace. Bħalissa qiegħda naħdem anke fuq biex niġbor din il-kollezzjoni ta' bitzilel u disinni u informazzjoni li ġbart waqt li kont nagħmel l-istudju tiegħi, qiegħda nagħmilhom f'din l-esibizzjoni privata u wieħed jista' jiġi hawnhekk u jara u jgawdi u forsi jitħajjar li jibda jew ikompli r-riċerka li diġà bdejt jien. Għandna ħafna qegħdin jagħtuna l-bitzilel, pereżempju nies mill-Awstralja li kellhom il-bitzilel u jixtiequ tiġi hawnhekk lura, anke nies minn pajjiżi fl-Ewropa. Sissa qatt m'hawnx mużew bħala Mużew ta' Malta tal-bitzilla, però billi din hija sena marbuta l-biċċa kbira ma' Għawdex jixraq u tkun attrazzjoni anki għal dawk li jiġu jżuru l-pajjiż tagħna bħala parti mill-kultura tagħna.
aħsbu bil-qoddim għal dan it-tur, għax jiddispjaċikom jekk ma tibbukkjawx issa. Trip għal Melbourne għal festa ta' Santa Lina ta' din is-sena. Sur Joe BORG tal-Gday Maltaussies Show qed jorganizza dan it-trip bil-coach 5-star, te u kafe u refreshments intom sejrin li jinkludu free bingos u tieħdu ħafna pjaċir intom u niżlin minn Sydney. Għandkom 3 lieli accommodation fil-Crest Hotel St. Kilda. Buffet dinner il-ġimgħa fil-għaxija fil-Roxbury Park Hotel. Hot buffet breakfast fil-hotel il-ħadd u t-tnejn. Is-sibt morru idduru fil-Victoria Malta. Buffet lunch is-sibt fil-Roxbury Park Hotel. Il-ħadd idduru dawra ma' Melbourne. L-ikla ta' nofsinhar jinkludi seafood lunch fil-Roxbury Park Hotel. Entratura għal ballu tal-festa ta' Santa Lina li jiġi organizzat dejjem mit-St. Helena Maltese Australian Social Club li jinkludi 4 korsi ta' ikel u koll imbit, birra, soft drinks, te u kafe. Umbat jum il-festa il-ħadd tattendu għal quddisa u il-festa. Wara il-purċissjoni tal-festa ikun hemm entratura bla ħlas fis-sala għaċ-ċelebrazzjonijiet u sfin. Hemmhekk tiġu servuti ikla u soft drink. Titilqu minn Sydney il-ġimgħa it-28 ta' Awwissu fis-6 ta' filgħodu tluq lura minn Melbourne għal Sydney fit-8 ta' filgħodu it-2 il-31 ta' Awwissu. Għal aktar informazzjoni ta' dan it-trip dejjem tistgħu tagħmlu kuntatt dirett ma' Joe BORG fuq 0414 429 391. Sita locations voldieri fejn tpoġġu fil-coach jiġu konfermati meta intom tibbukkjaw. U neċessarju li tħallsu id-deposit ta' $270 u sal-ewwel ta' Lulju tħallsu il-pagament finali li huwa $900. Kunu avżati bil-qoddim li dan it-tur sa jiġi filmjat għax-show ta' Sur Joe BORG, il-Gday Maltaussies Show. U bekk ikun fuq l-internet u fuq il-Facebook. Il-Gday Maltaussies Show tirringrazzjakom li tissapportjaw lil din il-kumpanija. U ringrazzjament mill-promoter u organizer, is-Sur Joe BORG.
Oh, Santa Lina nħobbok, patruna aħna nsommuk, is-sena kollha kemm hija mimlija imħabba lejk.
What Maltese mom really says, especially to her kids.
In our crazy mixed up home, loud Maltese meets English tone. We SASEP.
Growing up in a Maltese English household was, let's just say, noisy. My Maltese mum had a phrase for everything, usually directed at my English dad, or me. So today I'm counting down the top 10 Maltese home sayings. Funny, mildly insulting, but always said with love. Let's go.
Number 10.
Muraqta salib.
The literal translation is go cut across. What it really means, buzz off, go away, or, depending on tone, go to hell.
Number 9.
Isek trid tallimni lil ommok tagħmel ir-roti.
This is a sarcastic way of saying you're trying to teach someone something they already know better than you. It's used when someone is acting like a know-it-all or giving advice to someone far more experienced, especially in the domain where the listener is clearly the expert. My dad once tried to tell my mum how to cook pasta.
Now, the secret is to keep it al dente, you see.
Yes, I know al dente.
Well, you can only imagine how that went down. A big mistake.
Number 8.
Issa nagħmellek żewġ ħaddejn ħomor.
This means I'll give you 2 red cheeks. Sounds sweet, right? I'm afraid not. It means I'll slap you silly, and is generally the same as saying you're asking for it, meaning you're gonna get it. This was usually aimed at me, but I was quick on my feet.
Number 7.
X'in tqum minn fuqek il-ġebla għajdli?
The literal translation is something like, when the rock gets off you, let me know. In other words, this means you're lazy. Yep, my teenage years summed up in one sentence.
Number 6.
Int miġnun x'int?
This phrase is a blunt way of calling someone mad or nuts, often used playfully among friends and family, but it can mean you're absolutely insane if said in a more direct and purposeful tone. This was often said to me when I told my mum about my latest money-making or get-rich-quick idea.
Number 5.
Qed tħabbat fuq ħajt il-ġebel?
My mum's classic, which translates to, you're knocking on a stone wall, with the meaning, you're wasting your time, I'm not listening. This was the soundtrack to every single argument that my dad ever tried to win. Looking back, I think my dad never won a single argument, as my mum's Maltese temperament shot him down within seconds.
Number 4.
Mur orqod qisek daqsxejn xkil ta' kartun?
The literal translation is, go to sleep, you're like a cardboard box. Basically, this means you're useless. My dad got this one whenever he tried, and failed, to fix the TV remote or straighten a wonky window blind. If my dad was asked to put a flat-pack piece of furniture together, or if he drilled some holes to hang a picture on the wall, it was only a matter of time before the insults came flying in, because invariably the furniture would be wonky and the picture on the wall would now be covering up 3 or 4 newly created holes. Yep, he was officially downgraded to cardboard.
Number 3.
Qisek trid toqgħod fuq tronu tal-fidda?
Literally, this means you want to sit on a silver throne. This essentially translates as stop being spoiled. In our house, this usually came out at dinner. I remember complaining about an off-brand can of baked beans and tomato ketchup. Yep, throne revoked.
Number 2.
Ħares fejn sejjer għax moħħok imdendel mal-arblu?
I remember hearing this many times while on road trips. The literal translation is, watch where you're going, your head's hanging from the lamppost, and basically means, pay attention, you're driving like an idiot. My mum would shout this every time my dad took a wrong turn or drove a bit too close to a cyclist, for example. Honestly, it was like having Google Maps, but with added insults. And to be honest, my poor dad got a ton of abuse while driving, and to this day, I still don't know how he kept his cool.
Number 1.
Qiegħed tgħaddi qisu fardal tat-torta?
The literal meaning is, you're passing like a pie apron, and this means you're in the way, move. If you've ever stood in a Maltese mum's kitchen while she's cooking, you will know this one, because it makes Gordon Ramsay look tame. You survived by ducking your head and moving fast. So there you have it. My top 10 Maltese home sayings, with proof that Maltese humour can be both funny and savage. Which one was your favourite? And if you know more Maltese classics which I didn't mention, then please go ahead and drop them in the comments.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our website if you're looking for more information and resources about relocating to Malta, or if you want to book a video consultation or purchase one of our handy ebook guides. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.
For all type of video and audio transfers on DVDs or CDs, please contact Joe BORG on 0414 429 391. Insane Fish Market at MARSAXLOKK and the restaurants.
Every Sunday, this place from 6 a.m. becomes so crowded with local people trying to secure for themselves the freshest fish. The seafront is also lined with an array of restaurants selling fresh seafood.
Grazie.
I've read a lot of comments online about people disappointed that this market doesn't actually have fish, but if you don't come here early, like 6 to 7 a.m., you won't find any fish, because restaurants owner come here very early in the morning to grab the fish. So it is really a beautiful location. It's very inspiring. You've got the bay with all these colorful boats, and then the open market lining the seafront, and then behind the market you've got restaurant, like seafood restaurants. Kind of makes it very logical that I should be stopping here for lunch. Restaurants are not open yet, but there are already a few little bakeries which are selling traditional pasticci and other kind of like savory pastries. The smell that's coming from these places is insane. It's kind of making me hungry. Couldn't resist grabbing some fresh shrimps from the market. It seems like they are already seasoned. Yeah, I think the seasoning is oregano and garlic. Let's give it a try. There's so much garlic and oregano. There's probably something else I can't recognize, but okay, it's almost lunchtime and I'm stopping here for a mojito. There is a pasta place that I want to see. It's called Pasta House, and they make fresh handmade pasta. So I'll finish my mojito and then go and check them out. Yeah. There are a few classic starters and some pasta dishes, obviously. Wait a second. A fish carbonara. Okay, that's interesting. It sounds like a carbonara, but you've got fish instead of the bacon, and that's quite wild. Because some people would argue that you can't really have fish with such a strong cheese like pecorino, but apparently you can. Okay, so they're just asking me what fresh pasta do I want.
Pasta corta, pacchero, molto buono, o la specialità.
E poi prima e dopo, insomma, quando ti capita, queste caprese di mare sono
caprese di mare, fatta.
Sì, facciamo caprese di mare.
Bufala fresca.
Sì, sì,
salmone fresco.
Okay, so I was kind of torn about the type of pasta that I wanted with my carbonara, and he actually suggested me a black octopus ink kind of pasta. So it's like a black linguine or something, and it's made with the ink of the octopus. And I will have a starter first, like just some salmon with some salad. There is a mozzarella on the top, and a layer of salmon. And then the base layer is basically tomatoes and salad and oregano and stuff. It looks beautiful. Everything tastes so fresh.
Everything that you see with some legal, we can see everything within the moment. Would you like a shadow plate?
Some salmon, some mozzarella, and some tomato.
So you ready?
Look at this big piece of salmon. It's smoked salmon. It goes very well with the mozzarella. You can literally see the milk pouring out as you squeeze it. It's probably 40 degrees today. It's very hot. My black ink pasta with carbonara sauce and seafood has arrived.
I don't think that you want to eat on the...
Let's give this a try.
Yes.
This is surprisingly good. We've got the burst of the pecorino. It's not too strong, but the pecorino with the seafood flavor actually goes incredibly well. I'm really surprised because this basically disrupts a dogma in the carbonara legend, right? So having cheese with pasta and seafood. The pasta is handmade. It has got this kind of chewiness that, not in a bad way, the good chewiness. I don't think I've ever had this kind of shellfish before. Octopus ink pasta in a carbonara sauce. You need to be pretty bold and have courage if you want to try implement seafood carbonara, and these guys, they made it. It was fabulous.
Malta versus Gozo. Which one do you really stay to live?
In this corner, the bustling mainland, it's Malta! And in the other corner, the laid-back island, Gozo.
Malta or Gozo, which one should you actually move to? Today we're going head to head, 2 islands, 1 decision, and I promise you that by the end of this video you will know which one is for you. Most people already know the basics. Malta is busier, more developed, more connected. Gozo is quieter, greener, slower. And what I want to talk about today is the stuff which you don't always hear about, the things that will actually affect your daily life if you relocate to either island. This is actually an important decision, especially if you're an older person who's looking to retire. Choosing between Malta and Gozo will often give many of you a headache. Let's start with the obvious, and that is the ferry. If you move to Gozo, your connection to the main island is a 25-minute ferry crossing. On a sunny Tuesday morning, that sounds idyllic, but here's the bigger picture. In bad weather, the crossing can be delayed or suspended. And if you regularly commute to Malta for work, medical appointments, or for what I like to call life admin, both the cost and time burden can add up fast. There's a psychological element here too that I think is perhaps a little underestimated. Some people absolutely love the enforced slowdown. Others, say after 6 months, may start to feel a bit marooned. It's important to know which type you are before you sign a lease. Next up is driving. Are you planning to move to Gozo without a car? Then think again would be my advice. You may think because it is even smaller than Malta that you can easily get by without a car. Bus services in Gozo are often criticised as unreliable, with long waits and buses which often don't stop due to being at full capacity during the height of summer. Yes, this is also the case in Malta, but in Gozo, the buses run on a much less frequent timetable. Of course, walking is an option, but I think walking in 30-degree heat or winter rain might eventually start getting on your nerves. With taxis being rare and pricey, a car is your only real ticket to freedom. The good news, there's much less traffic in Gozo when compared to Malta. You can get anywhere on the island in under 30 minutes. So yeah, in Gozo, a car is a necessity, or at least in my opinion it is. On to healthcare, and this one is particularly important, especially if you're relocating later in life, like for retirement, for example. The Gozo General Hospital is pretty good and handles a solid range of day-to-day and emergency care, but for specialist treatment, major surgery, or anything complex, you're going to have to go to Matadei in Malta. That's a ferry crossing plus travel time on top of whatever you're dealing with. For expats who are young and healthy, it isn't a big deal, but for retirees or anyone with ongoing health needs, you definitely might want to factor that into your decision. Here's something that surprises people. Gozo is widely assumed to be much cheaper than Malta, and for the most part it is. But in coastal areas like Schlendi, Marsalforn, the areas around Ramla Bay, prices have actually been rising quite fast, especially in recent years. Both the rental and property market has also tightened somewhat in recent years as more people have discovered the island. You can still find better value in Gozo's interior villages, but the blanket Gozo is cheaper assumption is perhaps becoming a little outdated. My advice, do your homework area by area rather than island by island. For the digital nomads and remote workers watching this, there's good news on the connectivity front. Gozo's internet infrastructure has improved significantly and fibre is available in most areas. It's not the Wild West it once was. That said, the ferry dependency still matters for your lifestyle. So client meetings, co-working spaces, networking and such like, all of that gravitates toward Malta. If your work is genuinely not dependent on location, then yes, Gozo can be a fine choice. Malta, particularly Slima, St Julian's and Valletta, has large and well-established expat communities. There are networks, regular events, sports clubs, language classes and more. The infrastructure for newcomers is pretty solid. Gozo's expat scene is much smaller and much tighter. For some people, that's actually the dream, like a close-knit group where you actually know your neighbours. Like for others, especially if you're arriving solo, it can feel a bit isolating, particularly in the quieter winter months when Gozo really does empty out. My tip is to be honest with yourself about which environment you thrive in and which best suits your goals. Right, here's something genuinely fascinating that most people have no idea about. Gozitans don't just speak Maltese, they speak their own distinct dialect of it. While standard Maltese in the busy hubs of Malta has a modern European flair influenced by Italian and English, Gozo acts like a living time capsule for the language. So in Gozo, you'll hear a version of Maltese that holds on to its ancient roots, often sounding much closer to its original Arabic ancestors. Even the speed of life is reflected in the speech. For example, the Maltese are often seen as quick-tongued city dwellers, while Gozitans have a more unique, slow-paced, sing-song type of way of talking that perfectly matches their relaxed island lifestyle. For those of you planning to move to Gozo, the practical impact is actually very minimal. English is widely spoken everywhere, but it does tell you something important about how Gozo sees itself. It's not just a quieter version of Malta. It's a place with its own distinct identity, its own culture, and its own pride. Okay, I have to talk about this because it is genuinely one of the most passionately contested topics between the two islands, and that is the FTIRA debate. Just a heads up to let you know I have created Malta Phrase Companion, a free tool with 389 Maltese phrases with high quality native Maltese voices. It's totally free and you can download it from my website and the link is in the description.
Mela. Uweja.
Now, if you've spent any time in Malta, you'll know the FTIRA. It's the iconic Maltese flatbread, ring-shaped, baked in a stone oven, used to make the classic Hobbs Biz 8 sandwich, olive oil, tomato paste, tuna, capers, olives. It was even added to UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list in 2020, and Malta is extremely proud of this. But Gozo took the F-Tira, looked at it and said, we can do better. The Gozitan version, the F-Tira Garcia, is something else entirely. It's closer to a traditional pizza. Same dough, but baked flat, topped with sliced potatoes, onions, anchovies, local cheese, fresh tomato, and fired in a wood-burning oven. And Gozitans will tell you with complete sincerity that their version is superior. The most famous spot is Maltese Bakery in Nada, a family business that's been baking since the 1930s, and people actually take the ferry from Malta just to eat there. The Mekrem Bakery is also in Nada and is also a favourite among foodies. So if anyone asks you to choose a side, Malta F-Tira sandwich or Gozo F-Tira pizza, just know that you are being drawn into centuries of island rivalry. Choose wisely, or even better, say you love both. This brings me to a bigger point that I think is really important for anyone seriously considering Gozo. Gozitans do not think of themselves as Maltese who happen to live on a smaller island. There is a genuine, deep-rooted sense of separate identity. There are ongoing political conversations about greater Gozo autonomy. There is local pride in everything, the dialect, the food, the pace of life, the traditions. If you move to Gozo and treat it as a backdrop for your expat lifestyle without engaging with that culture, you'll miss what makes it special. But if you lean into it, you'll find a community that is extraordinarily welcoming. So let's bring this home. Here's how I'd break it down for you. Choose Malta if you want convenience, connectivity, a thriving expat scene, nightlife and accessibility. And of course, you don't mind trading peace and quiet for that energy and options. Choose Gozo if you're genuinely looking to slow down, you work remotely and don't need to be in the mix so regularly. And if you want to feel embedded in a real community rather than an expat bubble, and you're okay with the ferry being a feature of your life rather than an inconvenience, then Gozo is a viable option for sure. And here's my honest take. One is a Mediterranean powerhouse. The other is a charming time capsule. Perhaps look at it as urban sprawl versus the hilltops. Malta for the buzz, Gozo for the soul. So now you understand some of the differences between the two islands. The question is, which one most appeals to you?
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our website if you're looking for more information and resources about relocating to Malta, or if you want to book a video consultation or purchase one of our handy ebook guides. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.
Views of Malta and Gozo. For those people who can't get the Facebook, if it's on their Joe Board, jew inkella on their Gday Maltaussies show. I can understand why. But if you can't tell the others to click on follow, simple. Just click on follow and it shouldn't be any problem. The Hamroon Club in Sydney present San Gaetano Dinner Ball and Festa. Dinner dance on Saturday, 8th of August. The Maltese concert band and also Charlie Muscat. Then we have Sunday, 16th of August with a mess followed by the statue of San Gaetano. Will be out also and there for you to look at as well. Entertainment by Charlie Muscat and of course the Maltese concert band, and it's free of charge on that festa. For the dinner ball, the members $70 and guests $75, including 4-course meal, spirits and wine, beer, etc. For tickets or more details, please ring Joe BORG on 0414-429-391. I trust that you'll enjoy the show, and until we meet again next week, God bless. Good day, Maltese Show. For all type of video and audio transfers on DVDs or CDs, please contact Joe BORG on 0414-429-391.